So it's probably not surprising that Andrew Tate was the most Googled man in the world last year. He offers a different vision. Tate is a former professional kickboxer who about a decade ago began posting advice to young men on social media. Tate's view is that men want respect above all. It's how they're wired. In order to get respect, men must become worthy of it. They must become more impressive. Wake up early, work as hard as you can, stay sober, find God, keep yourself physically fit, don't complain. That's his worldview. Earlier generations of Western leaders might have found parts of Tate's message inspiring. Now it's seen as a threat. The media treated him like a criminal up until the day he was officially classified as one.
Is Tucker Carlson literally going to make the argument that Andrew Tate is a poor victim of the world? Is that what I'm about to sit through? Can someone please... Heidi, I know you've watched this. Because seriously, if Tucker Carlson is about to treat Andrew Tate like he's a poor victim of the world, I'm gonna need my husband to get me some alcohol like pronto, because I don't know if I can sit through this sober. I really don't. Oh, great. Heidi says that's exactly what's gonna happen. Awesome. Wow.
After Christmas last year, Tate and his brother Tristan were arrested and thrown into prison in Romania, where they live. The Tates were held without charges for 3 months, very likely with the encouragement of the British and American governments. In June, they were charged with human trafficking. They're now under house arrest until their trial. Are the Tates guilty of human trafficking? We're not their lawyers, but it's worth noting that as of today, not a single woman has come forward to say that she was kidnapped or imprisoned or moved across international borders against her will by Andrew or Tristan Tate. It's also true that in some ways, the charges against the Tates seem inevitable, like they were always going to happen. Accusing a man of a sex crime is the fastest possible way to discredit what he's saying.
He's literally saying,
days
Andrew,
after WikiLeaks revealed that the U.S. government had been spying on...
Tucker Carlson's argument is Andrew Tate is being Me Too'd because he's just too masculine.
Its allies and lying about it. Julian Assange was arrested in London for rape. 9 years later, prosecutors dropped the case against Assange for lack of evidence, though somehow that fact was not as widely covered. Is that what's happening here? Again, we don't know. Jeffrey Epstein's dinner partners insist that Andrew Tate is a pervert and a criminal. Maybe they're telling the truth. Either way, we think Tate's views about men very much deserve a hearing. So we flew to Romania to talk to him. We're posting the entire interview here on Twitter because we've been assured it will not be taken down for ideological reasons, as so much of his content has been. The video is long, but if you can, take the time to watch it. Make up your own mind about Andrew Tate. Here it is. So what are you charged with?
That's a really good question. I'm charged with being the head of an organized criminal group, which is in charge of recruiting girls to make TikTok videos to steal the money from the TikTok views.
Recruiting girls to make TikTok videos and stealing the money. So it's really a financial crime?
So if you guys have not seen the video that Liz Wheeler posted on Twitter, I think I retweeted it. Like, Andrew Tate was not just doing TikTok videos. Andrew Tate, and these are clips of his own fucking interviews, and maybe we'll watch it in part 2 of this. I don't have it queued up right now. Andrew Tate specifically targeted women to get, and these are from his own words. I'm not making, like, this is not me putting words. This is what he said. Specifically targeted women to get them to fall in love with him so that he could then get those women to make OnlyFans, in which he controlled all the money for their OnlyFans and gave them like a cut of it. And he basically got like 50% at least of all the money these women made on OnlyFans, that they only did because Andrew Tate got them to fall in love with him and then convinced them to that this is just a really great thing to do. He was basically a fucking internet pimp. This is not about TikTok. I know that much.
It looks that way. And it's very interesting because the girls who they've identified to add to the file are saying that we're not victims of anything and this isn't true. But the state believes it's true. And the state
he posted a fucking course on it.
As a 35-year-old man, woke up I was already extremely financially successful. I was already a father. I was already very well known. I had no financial motivation. I have no criminal record. It's not my personality profile, but I woke up at the age of 35 and decided to make girls do TikTok to enrich myself with the pennies that I would
What
earn
a
from
fucking
TikTok
liar. This is what a
So in the
narcissist
United
looks like when they're
States,
lying, guys.
I think the belief is that you were charged with human trafficking.
Yeah, that's human trafficking, because what you do is you force a girl to work against her will for financial gain. That's human trafficking. And their justification for this is that girls do TikTok. Some girls I know who they found who say they're not victims have TikTok accounts.
How do you force someone to do TikTok videos?
I guess the prosecutor is going to have to explain that, isn't he? It's a very interesting scenario I'm in, and I'm inside of Romania, so I have to show a degree of respect to the Romanian judicial system, and I have to show a degree of respect to the situation I'm in. But the overall charge is that there's an organized criminal group. There's a group of us. I'm the head of it. My brother is below me, and we use the lover boy method to convince women
He
to do
admitted
TikTok
to this
videos
on video.
to make money so that we can steal the TikTok money.
Yes.
So there's no, just to be clear, you are
OnlyFans.
not accused of
OnlyFans.
pandering, of pimping, of
No.
forcing women to have sex with anybody.
No,
for
not
fuck's
forcing them to have sex, not restraining their movement, not stopping them from living a full life, but the fact that we are somehow convincing them to have TikTok. Very interesting. I don't think.
But there's no actual. I'm asking you this because I do think it's a widespread belief that you were accused of pimping.
Yeah, no, that's nothing to do with any of this case.
Oh,
absolutely nothing.
my
And it's kind of
God.
scary because
This is going to be I really want everyone to pay attention to this, because you are going to see a master class in an actual narcissist, because he's 100% a narcissist. I'm not throwing the term around willy-nilly. Many other people have diagnosed him as a narcissist. It's not me, including HG Tudor, our favorite narcissist on all of the YouTubes. But like, you are going to see a master class in a narcissist lying to try to cover up for his narcissistic bullshit. HG Tudor did a whole series of videos on it. Maybe after we watch the Andrew Tate interview, we will watch the HG Tudor analysis. He did them a while ago, though. I didn't watch them at the time because I was like, duh. Like, this isn't even a hard one to figure out. Rottweiler, thank you for the super chat. That's the thing. They're strawmanning men's right activists' legitimate talking points, which are more nuanced research, because men's right activists at large don't like Tate and don't cover up his hustler university scam. I mean, that's exactly it. Like, there are legitimate points that the men's rights activists make that I think should be considered. But like, when this is the same thing with like the woke stuff, right? It's like when the right goes all in to support horrible fucking behavior like Andrew Tate, they obfuscate all of the legitimate and valid points that men's rights activists have made. And I think it sucks. It's the same with like the anti-woke stuff. The right went all in on the book banning bullshit, and now it's completely obfuscated what actually needs to be done to beat back the left, because they just went all in on the book banning bullshit and the drag queens and all this stuff. And it's like, you guys pulled the rug out from under yourselves. If I was a men's right activist, I'd be pissed at Andrew Tate. I really would. Yeah, ironclad law of right hero worship. Exactly. Exactly.
the crime in itself of human trafficking is a unique one because they can ignore the statement of the victim. So the girls have come forward and said, this is insane. You've just picked us because we're near Andrew and we're his friends. But the whole idea of the crime is they can say that she's brainwashed, right? She's under duress. So you can ignore her statement. State says she's a victim, regardless of the fact that she says she's not a victim. So it's very interesting because the difference between sex and rape is consent, right?
Right.
But they remove all of that. They're like, nope, you're a victim. No matter what you say, we're deciding you're a victim. And they've chosen them. And of course, these girls do nothing pornographic. They've never had sex with anyone, nothing to do with that. So they've picked TikTok.
Really?
So it's scary. Imagine you're a full grown man anywhere in the world
Really,
today.
Andrew?
They can find two girls who have TikTok on their phone.
All right,
every single
hang
female
on.
the planet. And they can
I'm pulling up
accuse
that
you
other
of
fucking video, and we're going to watch
forcing
that
them
right
to
now.
take the TikTok money. And even if the girls say they didn't do that, this isn't true, then you're still a human trafficker.
But force, what does that consist of? Forcing someone to do something? Are they accusing you of using violence or?
No, they're accusing me, and this thing, they're accusing me of using the lover boy method, coercing them by being nice.
And by the way, these charges presumably are public, so
they're public, and this is extremely serious. But if you actually analyze the overall case against me, they're saying that Andrew and his brother, by being nice men, convinced girls to have TikTok accounts.
That's not what they're saying.
And it's very interesting because inside of the entire case file, there's not a single financial transaction to us for money.
Hang on. I didn't expect when we started watching this that Andrew Tate was going to come out the fucking gate and just start lying. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick pause of this video, and I want us all to just be on the same playing field and knowing what Andrew Tate's previous statements were. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to watch another video. And this one is about 6 minutes long, and this is a compilation of things that Andrew Tate has said prior to this interview that, well, are not going to look good for Andrew Tate. And I want to thank Liz Wheeler for making this go viral on Twitter yesterday. She did a great job, or the other day, whenever. All right, let's watch.
Using the lover boy method.
Hang on.
What are you charged with?
That's a really good question. I'm charged with being the head of an organized criminal group, which is in charge of recruiting girls to make TikTok videos.
They face charges which include human trafficking, rape, and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women.
OnlyFans is the best hustle in the world.
Are they accusing you of using violence or?
No. They're accusing me of using the lover boy method, coercing them by being nice.
I don't mention webcam until after I've had sex with the girl. If you're on dates and you're trying to mention it and shit, it just doesn't work. It puts them off. I'd never do that. That's disgusting. I'm not a whore. It's just not going to work. You continue as normal. No mention of webcam. You fuck the girl. After you fuck the girl, you do the PhD test. So yeah, on corporatetape.com, I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm.
Clever.
And
Clever.
Stand up guy.
That teaches
Good
basically
conservative
how
right
I got
there.
girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me. Oh, and you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? So I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So, okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear it from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl. Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. This girl's like, okay, well, I'll try it. Put both girls on camera together the first day. So the new girl can sit there and just sit with the other girl and get drunk. Give him a bottle of vodka.
First night that I worked for him, Andrew bought me like 5 bottles of wine. So I got completely drunk because I'd never done webcam work. So I was very, very nervous.
And that's how I got rich. So that teaches everything I know from start to finish about not only getting girls, not only obtaining them, but retaining them. Because that's a completely different game as well.
And over time, I just built up this big little empire of webcam girls. At one point, I had 4 locations, 75 girls working for me. I'd take around half of the money, around 50%.
You take 50%.
Around 50%.
They thought they were on 50%.
Literal fucking pimp.
And I said that the disparity is because of taxes.
He would just pay me a flat fee of £15 an hour.
We got to the point where we had these guys falling in love with my models, serious, big time in love, right? Sending crazy money. And they were convinced they were going to meet the chick. This is almost where I kind of felt bad because they're like, can we meet? I've sent you $200,000.
When you look at the money that I was actually bringing in, it just doesn't even scratch the surface.
I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all.
I was all about trying to get paid. Like I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house and make me money. That's what I wanted.
That's a narcissist right there.
Pimp in that sense.
Were there any other instances where there was physical abuse?
I saw him smack girls with a belt.
Some ideas? You want some ideas? That's right, lock the door, you knew I was going to beat the out of you.
Oh, how
If
nice.
you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I?
Oh.
Get out.
Oh, he's on video abusing
You can't stay in
women.
there forever.
Oh.
Once again, this is an IQ test, right? Because any guy who's bad with women would look at it and go, takes a woman beater.
I say it. Look at the camera. This is what happens. You don't listen. Look at the camera. Why are you getting hit? Why are you getting beaten? You don't listen. You do as I say.
Any man who's actually a G, who's been around a little bit, would look at the video and go, man, she
She wants that. The media machine, they'd call up ex-girlfriends and say, if you have anything bad to say about Andrew, we can pay you $50,000 for the story. And they tried very hard. They didn't find any evidence of anything.
And I had gone to the shower. I came back and I noticed he was, like, I saw him raping her. And
people say, why didn't you Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not a fucking rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say to do what I want. I like being free.
And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house.
Because I'm not particularly, what would you say, impressed by what he's done on the sex business front. It seems to me a bit on the pimpy side, let's say.
I get called a pimp a lot.
A bit.
But and the reason I use the term is because I don't see it as a negative term. I see it as positively inspirational and motivating person.
She has to respect you and love you and want to work with you. And that's done through positively inspirational and motivating person.
I'm going to send you a book. It's a guy called Pimpin' Ken, who's a street pimp in the 90s. And he wrote a book, 50 Laws of the Game. And one of the laws of the game is a hoe without instruction is headed for destruction. They're accusing me of using the lover boy method, coercing them by being nice.
Let me read you then what you have said about what you have done.
Sure.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
I don't think that's what I personally said. I think
that's exactly what you said on your website.
No, I've never said that.
So yeah, on CobraTape.com, I have my PhD program.
I think the belief is that you were charged with human trafficking.
Yeah, that's human trafficking, because what you do is you force a girl to work against her will for financial gain. That's human trafficking. And their justification for this is that girls do TikTok. Some girls I know who they found who say they're not victims have TikTok accounts.
PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm.
Clever.
All right. Is everyone clear on Andrew Tate's actual words? And then I think someone asked
What
in
are you
the super
charged
chat for the link. Let me just get the link really quickly so I can pop this in. This is the specific link that you can send people to. And that was for Jack. Thank you for asking on that. This is on Liz Wheeler's Twitter page. I think I'm sure it's a million other places right now, but I did just put the link in the chat for people who want the direct link to that video. And then we also had a super chat from Emo Dante. Good to see you again, Emo. If Antifa was a gift to the right, then Andrew Tate is a gift to the left. The right rubbing elbows with Tate is going to backfire. I sincerely hope it does, because the way this Tucker Carlson interview started out was just so fucking disgusting to me, in the way that he's always like, you didn't really do this, did you, Andrew? And it's just, you're telling me they're coming after you for TikTok? No, Tucker, it's not for TikTok. And why the fuck wasn't Tucker better prepared to go into this interview? Why wasn't he better prepared? Why didn't he even read the charges against Andrew Tate to know that it wasn't just TikTok, it was also OnlyFans, which in and of itself would have eviscerated Andrew Tate's story. Anyway, I'm glad we all have the level playing field on that now, and we can go back to watching the interview. Please mount that like button if you haven't already. And since this stream will inevitably be demonetized just because of all the stuff we just saw on that video, keep the super chats coming, guys. I got to pay the bills somehow. I do appreciate it.